Jones is under fire after messages he sent in 2022 saying former Virginia House Speaker Todd Gilbert should be shot.
Well, he seems sweet. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Breaking Brad, my series where I react to breaking news and viral moments in short form. We've got to talk about a truly disturbing story. Like, I thought things were bad, and things are bad, but they just keep getting worse. What a wonderful time to be doing journalism and political coverage. But anyway, this story comes out of Virginia, where I actually lived a few years ago for several years, in Alexandria, where the Democratic candidate for Attorney General, so this statewide top law enforcement official, is embroiled in a scandal right now that is honestly one of the most egregious and disturbing political scandals I've seen, because it's so violent and so creepy and unhinged. Anyway, Audrey Fahlberg of National Review reported on these texts that this guy sent a few years ago, wishing death on some of his Republican colleagues and their children. It's really sick. I'm just going to show y'all the ad that, of course, the Republican candidates have put together to expose this guy now that this has come out. But this ad, yeah, it's a political ad, but it's true. We have the receipt, so take a look at this.
Breaking news from the campaign trail.
Jay Jones is under fire tonight.
Jay Jones is under fire.
Jay Jones is under fire after messages he sent in 2022 saying former Virginia House Speaker Todd Gilbert should be shot.
I'm excited about this ticket.
It's been great to be out on the campaign trail with Jay Jones.
You said Gilbert's wife could watch her own child die in her arms so that Gilbert might reconsider his political views.
We deserve an attorney general who will stand up for the people of Virginia.
Jones said, quote, Gilbert, Hitler, and Pol Pot. Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head.
Let your rage fuel you.
Jones doubled down, saying, quote, do I think Todd and Jennifer are evil and that they're breeding little fascists? Yes.
How can Virginians trust a man who said something so horrific, so callously?
Only when people feel pain personally do they move on policy.
We should just pause on this. Like, how insane is it that somebody wants to be the top prosecutor for the state of Virginia and thinks it's okay to fantasize about the death of his political opponent's children and about giving bullets over Hitler to Republicans he doesn't like? It's like a sick and deranged and just truly evil person. He clearly has no place in politics at all, let alone as the Attorney General nominee for the Democratic Party. I mean, kudos to National Review for reporting on this and getting this information out there, because I think Virginians have a right to know that this person, if they're Republican or they have loved ones who are Republicans, or God forbid, thinks there's children. The children thing I'm really hung up on. So gross. Like, I would never support it. I would always condemn it. I would never personally get there, but I can understand how somebody could be so driven by hatred and anger at their political opponents, they might wish them harm, but they're kids. What's wrong with you? You're imagining someone else's kids being shot to score political points. Like, seek help. Don't seek high office, statewide office. This person belongs in a room with padded walls, not the freaking Attorney General's office. Anyway, guys, we have these full texts, so these are not even allegations, right? We can see them all for himself, where the person he was texting says, you were talking about hoping Jennifer Gilbert's children would die. Jennifer Gilbert is a Republican. He replies, yes, I've told you this before. Only when people feel pain personally did they move on policy. Excuse me? So you're just casually admitting you want someone else's kids to die. And that's grotesque. That's reprehensible. And of course, he's getting a lot of heat. But he put out his statement that, do we call it an apology? I don't know. I'll read it to you and then we can decide. Like all people, I've sent text messages that I regret, and I believe that violent rhetoric has no place in our politics. Pause. Sure, we may have all sent text messages we regret. I've personally never wished death on anyone's children. You can look through all my texts. You will find no such thing. And I think that's true for my boyfriend, my mom, my sister, everyone I know, actually. But go off. Let's be clear about what's happening in the Attorney General race right now. Jason Miyares, or I don't know how you say that, but that's the Republican candidate, is dropping smears through Trump-controlled media organizations to assault my character and rescue his desperate campaign. Pause on that for a moment. Is the smear in the room with us? Because I just see receipts of you fantasizing about people being murdered because you disagree with them and their kids. How's it a smear if it's true? If we're looking at it, like, that's not what smear means. And then to call, I mean, you're just ignorant if you're calling National Review a Trump-controlled media organization. That's a lie. It is a conservative publication, but they are very critical of Trump and they are totally independent. So you're just weirdly lying. And then this is a strategy that ensures Jason Miyares will continue to be accountable to Donald Trump, not the people of Virginia. This race is about whether Trump can control Virginia or Virginians control Virginia. Okay, so like, what's the idea here? That if you just say Trump, 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 Trump 1,000 times, we'll all just forget that you fantasized about kids being murdered? No. Stop this. This is disgusting. Oh, I believe violent rhetoric has no place in our politics, just in my text messages. The crazy thing is, I believe he sent these text messages to a Republican colleague, a moderate Republican colleague. So he's like, did you not think that might not go well for you? Or you're that deranged, that out of touch with reality? Really shocking stuff. I mean, guys, he's even losing MSNBC. Seriously, they are pushing for him to drop out of the race. And credit to them. Here's a couple clips from Morning Joe.
Coming up, an attorney general candidate in Virginia is apologizing for his texts about a state lawmaker. We'll go through what the messages said.
He should probably be forced to withdraw from the race, and probably is doing a lot there.
Oh, good for them for calling for him to drop out of the race. To me, that's the absolute bare minimum. How could you possibly credibly claim that people should vote for you to be the statewide prosecutor when you are violent and unhinged in this terrible way? But what's so sick and so disappointing about this story is, listen, sometimes crazy people get involved in politics. You can find bad apple candidates in the Republican Party. You can find bad apple candidates in the Democratic Party. It's just part of, unfortunately, how politics works. It tends to attract sociopaths and narcissists and some of the worst people around. However, the party apparatus is not abandoning this candidate, despite these messages. That's the part that's crazy here. Many of the officials he's running alongside on the Democratic ticket in Virginia have put out statements condemning the text, like Abigail Spanberger, who is running for governor. She, for example, put out a statement like condemning his text, but hasn't called for him to drop out of the race and is still running alongside him. That's psychotic. What are you doing? You have to condemn him and say he needs to drop out if you have any moral shred of decency. Just saying, oh, well, yes, those texts are bad, but I'm looking forward to helping us restore blah, 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 blah. No, that's not good enough in a decent, sane society. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry at all, because I'm right. Okay? I'm right. On this one, sometimes I leave a little room for doubt. This is not one of them. And let me read you this statement. This is from Virginia Beach Democrats. They reaffirm full support of Jay Jones for Attorney General. They say that we are lined up 10 toes down, ready to organize, mobilize, and deliver voters for Jay and our entire Democratic ticket. Y'all are psychotic for that. Y'all, what you are saying is that you are unbothered by the texts, essentially, in practice, and that you actually think it's fine to fantasize about the death of your opponent's children. Seek help. Repent. Go to church. I don't know, because I don't really believe in demons, but y'all are possessed. Okay? Here's the diabolical part of this. Recent press may have spotlighted past mistakes. We say, let those without sin cast the first stone. Excuse me? Let those without sin cast the first stone. Am I being punked? I don't need to be free of all sin in my life to condemn someone for saying that they want their political opponents shot in the head, for fantasizing or wishing for their political opponents' children, young children, be killed. I'm sorry. I will actually cast the stone for that. I don't care. And if you had any decency, you would as well. But to me, it's all just partisanship and tribalism at its worst, right? They feel like they have to just stand by this person because he's a Democrat and MAGA bad and Republicans bad. No. I think the right thing to do here would be to say, you know what? We made a mistake putting this up. Maybe they can't, because the problem is if he drops out, maybe they're not able to replace him in time. I don't know the specifics of that with another candidate. So lose the race then. Seriously, if the choice is between selling your soul and keeping this guy on the ballot and maybe winning, but you might lose at this point after this story. I don't know. I would certainly hope you would. And you get to keep the attorney general seat in Virginia. But you have to send the message that Democrats are okay with, will tolerate a candidate fantasizing about the death of children. Yeah, that's not worth it. There's no moral or political calculus where that is worth it. Throw him under the bus, demand that he drop out, and if he doesn't, all condemn him and stop supporting him and let the Republicans win that one. Focus on getting the governorship and the other offices. Seriously, is that the price of your soul? Is that low? One statewide seat in a state you mostly win in? Like, I don't know. I can't. Obviously, I'm an independent now, but I was a Republican for a long time. I can't imagine in a situation where I would support a horrible person just to no matter what, just because I can't, oh, God forbid, I do the right thing and they might win. No, it's basic morality here. And it just makes everything that Democrats have said about political violence being wrong, which I've appreciated, ring kind of hollow when so many of them are I guess, going to just line up behind this guy despite his horrific, violent fantasies about children. It's just shameful stuff. This is the kind of thing that makes me feel like such a nihilist about politics, because when just nothing's getting better, things are only getting worse. I genuinely think 5 to 10 years ago, if a scandal like this happened, Democrats would have gone out against him. But now they feel like Trump's pushed things so far, they have to just rally and win every election they possibly can and do whatever they can to resist Trump at all costs. And our country's just headed off a cliff, I guess. I guess that's what will happen. I don't know. You guys, you let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Hit the like button and let me know what you think of these short form videos. If you're interested in my longer form content, you can check out the Brad vs. Everyone podcast, where I cover internet insanity and social media drama, all from an independent perspective. The links to check out the podcast are in the description. With that, guys, buckle up, try to stay sane, and we'll be back with more content real soon.